Conquering Mount Scrapper with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and it's Free Pattern Friday! Yay! Free Pattern Friday. I love Free Pattern Fridays. I love Fridays, and I'm retired. I don't know why. Every day I can go off and do what I want to go do, but for some reason I love Fridays. So today we're going to do a block I call Mirror, and you've probably seen something like this around, but it goes together really quick and simple, and we do the flip and stitch triangles, so it makes it easy for beginners too. But let's first get to our shout out. Our shout out here is Deb with Sew with Debee. Now, some of you may have noticed she's helping me out doing like on the asymmetrical blocks. She's giving me help like laying out for patterns for quilts and all the rest of the stuff. And I just want to thank her so much for doing all of that for me. At some point, I'm hoping to have the time to sit down with her and learn how to do it on my EQ8 so I can show you guys what these patterns, these asymmetrical blocks look like. But for now, I guess we're going to have to rely on Deb. So, and it's always fun to listen to her and watch what she does. She does a very different voice in quilting. And you guys have got to go check her out. Now, her YouTube channel is going to be in the show notes below. It's so important you guys get in those show notes because not only do you have the cutting instructions, you have her YouTube channel. Now, you're also going to find links for Community Round Robin, and that's our great collaboration that we did with Michelle from Bits and Pieces, Kelley from Kelley's Quilts and Cruises, and FutureCat from New Zealand. We just had a ball doing those. Now, Michelle has generously offered to share the patterns on her website as well. So as the weeks go by, you can see all of the patterns there. And it's a wonderful opportunity for you to go check out her and subscribe to all three of them if you want, because that would be great. It's going to remain a free pattern, so you don't have to worry about time limits and gathering the pattern or anything like that. But it's a lot of fun, and I'm seeing some absolutely beautiful blocks coming out of there. Now, the other thing I want to mention to you too is I speak for free to quilting groups and quilting guilds over Zoom. I have a 45 minute PowerPoint presentation, and I talk about, you know, using scrap fabrics, elements of design, charity quilts. So if that's what your group is looking for, somebody come speak. I do speak for free, and you just have to kind of like either email me or get a hold of me during the Facebook group. The Facebook group link is also down there and below, and we're growing rapidly. We're having a great time. We do fabric exchanges by country. We do recipe exchanges. We look for free patterns. We post free patterns in a community chat. There's lots of community chats going on. And we also have a virtual sewing room in Discord. We set one up there, and the people that are sewing in there are just having a great time. So you never know who you're going to meet, and it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's lots of fun. Also, we have a Zoom sew date that's once a month. Usually it's the first Saturday, but the dates are listed below from now until the end of December. We're making that commitment to you. It's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I've just had so much fun doing those. I get lots done that day, and we do lots of show and tell, and there's lots of, you know, people coming in with stuff that's inspiring them. And if you don't feel like bringing your sewing that day, bring your knitting. It's all good. It's all good. Great fun place to hang out. So come on in. Let's get to the sewing of Mirror block. Okay, we're at the sewing machine now. Now, the flip and stitch are probably the hardest part of this block, and you have to get them going the right way. Now, I did something dumb, because I can do dumb things occasionally. I decided to draw lines, and I had my magic wand in my hand. I forgot that I was doing stitch and flip, so what I did is I drew 2 lines, which may be bad, but that's okay. That's alright, I'll figure it out. So, these do not go the same way. They don't all go the same way. Like, it's just this one and this one go the same way, and these two go the same way, right? So you can see that they go opposite directions. So we're going to do all of this first, one way, and then we're going to do all of them the other way. Come on. There we go. This thing is just struggling today. Why is it struggling? Okay. My sewing machine is not like this fabric. Oh well. that's too bad because that's what I got. Okay, here we go. And now, yeah, so you see lines, but don't sew on the lines. When you're drawing it, just draw one line down the center, because that's what you're going to need. And before you do any cutting, make sure you have good coverage, because that's important. Okay. There. There we go. And get this on one. Take your time lining them up. Okay. There. So now I've got good coverage on here. I'm going to trim off, and I put my finger over what I sewed. And I've got a triangle here I can put together. And there. And I always try and put my finger over the thread, and that way I remember which side I'm cutting off. Because guess how that's happened. Now we're going to do the other way. Okay. There. Just going to start here. Move this over. Oops. Ugh. Why is this not? Yeah, my sewing machine does not like this white fabric. Okay, well, note to self, move it out. If you don't like it, that's what you move out first. Okay, so this one works as well. And again, we cut. Once you get all your subunits for this block goes together really quickly. You know, it gets pretty fast. There. But like I say, right now it's kind of there. There we go. Now, I'm going to open this up, line this up, make sure it's all lined up good. A bit of a hurry dropping them all into place. So, that's not a good thing. Okay. There we go. There. There, nice. And get your line. There it is. Okay. There we go. This is probably the easiest way to do flip and stitch corners, is just to line them up, fold them over with iron, right? I mean, it's one of these things that you get really good at doing them after a while, and there we go. Yeah, it just keeps feeding that. Well, I'm gonna have to just go with it now. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna show you what's happening. When I'm sewing this, the white comes up and leaves a bare corner, but that corner is within that seam allowance, so that's okay, right? So I'm good with that. I can deal with that. And I'm just gonna give this a quick check. It's all good. Okay, there, and this side is all good. Okay, now we do the centers, right? There we go, just like that. There we go. Yeah, that white fabric is just getting caught in them and they're being pushed up. Not good. Okay. I feel like I'm getting a cold. That's not I don't know what is wrong or why I'm getting a cold, but I feel like I'm getting one. Yeah, there we go. Now we do this. Okay. So anyways, this whiter fabric, the low volume, is a little more flimsy. That's why it's probably, you know, going up. Right? You know, getting caught and being pushed up. Oh, I want that to go this way, and I want this to go this way. I just pull that back. There we go. Line it up. So. There. Okay. There we go. And okay, so that that goes like this. And this goes like this. That's right. This is where you get it messed up. I know it's one is one way and the other is the other way, but okay. Okay, let's see if we can't do this without having to. You know what? If I do it wrong, I'll show you how to unpick it. Let's put it that way. So it's an opportunity to teach you if I sew it wrong. But if I sew it right, hopefully it works. Okay. So there we are with that. I got good coverage on all of them so far. I'm just going to clip that off. Put that to the side. And here we go. There. So now we're going to put it like this. Oops. No, like this. I did this wrong and I cut it. Oh no. Okay, so we might have to get another piece here because I cut it wrong. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, you know what? It's lesson learned. I'm just going to put the video on hold. I'm going to just quickly trim this off because I can. This one worked out well. But I'm going to trim. Yeah, see, you know what? I cut it and I put it down. I was like, oh, that's not right. Oh no. But that's okay. I'm going to get another green piece. And I'm going to get 2 more of these pieces. So I'm going to cut right here. And yeah, because occasionally even I sew it wrong. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so here's how you unpick. You unpick from the white side because you can see the stitches maybe a little easier there. And you unpick like every 3rd, 5th. And you pick, when you pick and you pull out sideways. You pick it out because what's going to happen now is your bobbin thread is going to just come out of there at some point. Just very neatly. And you're going to have this very easily picked piece. You know, because you're just moving the bobbin, the top thread out. Okay. Sometimes you're breaking it, and that's okay too. There. So that's what I do. Now there's others that they go with the ball in between the fabrics, and they pick that way. I have not had a great deal of success. There's other people, they pick by pulling back the one piece, and they just keep picking at the loose stitches, which is effectively what you're doing at 3, you know, 3 to 5 stitches. But remember not to pull too hard because both of these edges now are bias. So this piece will go now into the crumb bin because I cut it wrong. Yes, I cut it wrong. I'll admit it. I cut it. I measured it. I sewed it. I didn't look at it and I cut it. Yes, everybody does this. Everybody, right? So now what you have to do is you have to correct it. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make it go, so it goes like that. So I'm going to just line up my corners. Okay, line up my corners. And I'm going to go under There we go. And I'm going to keep that as straight as I can. There we go. Because the other thing I realized when I went looking is I don't have any more of this low volume anymore. Because I did the happy dance because it was gone. So now I want to make sure I have good coverage, and I don't. I'm a little short, so that means I have to move that up, which is okay. That happens sometimes. You're just a little short and you gotta move it up. But that's alright. So I wonder how short I really am. So there we go. Now there's another trick, is I'm okay on this side, I'm not okay on this side. So I can measure 3 1/4 inches down and pin, or 3.5 inch. I can pin this in place, and now I know exactly where I have to sew. Let me just find my pins. Here we go. Because I'm only dealing with a half piece. And that will do, what that will do is bring it up to the right area. So when it's twisting, it'll turn. Now I'm just going to go a little bit higher up on my stitch ripping. There we go. See, people do it this way, and that works. For some people, it works really well. Sometimes it works for me, sometimes it does not. Now, I'm going to stitch from this side because I can. And I'm just going to say, hopefully get this as straight as I can. Yes, I did it. Okay, there we go. Now let's test this. See if it worked. Because that's one way of doing it too, you know, especially once you've sewed it and you've sewed it wrong, right? But that's okay. Yes, I have coverage. Woohoo! So now I can cut off this piece here. Okay. Now, what I need is this piece to go this way, right? This piece, because that's what you're supposed to have the narrow part, make a narrow part and so skinny part. So I'm going to put my first pin in up here, right? So I know exactly where I have to start or end. And I'm going to go 3.5, and I'm going to pull up the white just a hair more. So I have it ending in the right spot. And I'm going to pin that in place. And because it's a little biased, it did a little bit of puckering. So now I'm going to make sure I hold it down in the right spot. And I can put a couple more pins in there if I want, just so that it stays flattish, you know, as flat as you can, kind of thing, because that's important too, right? You don't want it to pucker. So let's get this under some needle, and maybe, just maybe, it'll work out great. Here we go. Let's try. Okay. You know, sometimes it happens and you need to know how to kind of fix it. So now it's kind of lying flat. Okay, and do I have good coverage? I just flip this over, and yes I do. Isn't that perfect? Perfect coverage. Okay, now we cut that triangle off. There we go. I'm going to put that to the side because I'm going to use that later. Not in this block, but somewhere along my travels I'm going to use it. Now, I'm going to put all of this back together again so you can see what we're doing. Okay, so you lay your piece in like this. Just like that. So we got all our flip and stitch corners done, all the hard bits. You know, they're not really hard bits. They're the bits that can cause problems, right? And like I say, you know, sometimes we flip and stitch, you got to really think, okay, which direction was it supposed to be going? And even I make mistakes. So don't be hard on yourself when you make a mistake. It's just, you know, that's sewing. People make mistakes all the time, and you just, you know, oh well, I got to figure out something else. So now, we're going to put 2 of these subunits together, like this. Okay, just like that. And we're going to flip one in this way. We're going to flip it this way and leave it go the other way. Now we're going to try and match up that intersection as best we can because we want a nice sharp point. And there we go. That's one sharp point. Okay, this. And we're just going to flip this up like that. Just like that, so we get a nesting, a place where we can nest. That's basically what we're looking for. Because once we have a nest, you usually get a nice sharp point. Okay. Now, this is what happens this way, right? So we want to do this and this. Now, if I sew it this way, I can't see where my nest is, right? So where I nested. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take my time, line this all up. Oh, I forgot to cut this one. Oh, that's not good. Let's see. Okay, put your finger over this, over the thread. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take this, line this all up. Very neat. Okay, so you want to sew it from this side because you want to go right where that nests. Now I'm going to open up that seam just because I can see where that point is better. Because that point is right where the dark meets the light. Okay, so there we go. There's some of it. There's a bit more. Okay, there we go. And the rest is right along. There. Now, the same again on the other side. You want where that point meets. You just flip it over like that. You press this open so you can see your point. And there's your point right there. Right where that dark little arrow is right there. Okay. So that's where you're going to aim. I got all the pieces cut off, right? Yep, I do. Okay. So now we're just going to line this up. Okay. Line it up, sew it down, get it sewn. We're all good. There we go. You want to stay on this side of that point. If you have to do any wobbling, stay on this side, because then you don't cut off your point. If you sew on this side, then you've got like a flat top. Okay. Now, the other moment of truth. Okay, so I'm going to push this out to the green. The green is going to be pushed because there's lots of seams here. I'm just going to finger press it this way. So I just pressing it to the green in this case, because that for me is going to work the best. So now I just push it in like so. Oops. There we go. And it's going to lay nice and flat. And you put these two together. So now this is what's left. And in order for us to get a really good, precise, neat, I'm just going to get this off. Hang on, sorry about that. Okay, in order for us to get a really nice meat, we're going to start at the beginning. Just get a few stitches in. And then we're going to change the direction of the one on top. So basically now we are maneuvering this so we have a nest right at that point. That way we get a nice sharp point in that middle. Okay, so you drop your seam, and now I'm going to press this one up again, out of the way, get it up out of the way. This is where our next nest is. Okay, and past that, and I meet at the end. Now, okay, I'm just going to show you the back so you get an idea. So what we did is we took this, and I'm just going to finger press this now the correct way, right? Just so that we have that nested here, and again with this one as well. We're going to just finger press that the right way. This is all finger pressed the right way. This should be open. Okay, these should be open. Now this ends up going this way. Okay, so you just move it that way with your fingers. And then when you finger pressing, what you're doing is you're speeding along your ironing. Now with this, if I open it up, I'm going to have a really sharp crisp point here and a really sharp crisp point here. So I'm going to open it up and just make that happen. Now you can see how crisp that point is there and how sharp it is here. Now let's get to our big ta-da moment, because now you see how the ironing plan is going to go, and we'll get to our ta-da moment and you can see the front. So this is our block mirror. Isn't it? It's kind of cool, isn't it? Now if you were to put them side by side, you would end up with a diamond shape with a dark border. But if you put them side by this way and then back this way, you would have a white diamond in between them. So it would be kind of an interesting, cool effect. I'm going to send this to Deb from Sewing with Debee to see what kind of layout she comes up with, because she has come up with some pretty cool layouts. I'm quite impressed. So I do hope you give this one a try. It is a fun free pattern Friday. It was just kind of a fun block to come up with and, you know, have some people hang out and come sew. So anyways, you have an absolutely wonderful week ahead, and I hope that you have just life is going gently for you and things are good. So you take care until we see each other again. Okay? Bye! Hello again. We just want to thank you for enjoying our video and, you know, coming along with my husband and my YouTube adventure and quilting. And, you know, sometimes things don't work out as best they should, and sometimes they work out great. We're going, wow, that went well. But it's been an amazing journey, and I'm so glad I could share it with you. Share, like, and subscribe these videos. That really helps us out, and it helps us make more charity quilts, okay? So you guys take care until we have a chance to meet again, okay? Bye!